Rachel Zegler's Snow White apology journey has begun, but instead of fixing things, it's causing even more backlash. So what exactly went wrong? In this video, we're exploring into the massive shift in Disney's marketing strategy, comparing her 2023 and 2024 interviews, and uncovering why fans aren't buying this new approach. Could this movie still flop at the box office despite Disney's efforts? Or was it doomed from the start, regardless of Zegler's controversial statements? Stay tuned as we break down how this Snow White remake could become one of Disney's biggest disasters yet. It's safe to say that 2024 has been quite a tumultuous year for Disney. The studio has experienced remarkable successes with major hits like Inside Out 2, Deadpool, Wolverine, and Planet of the Apes. However, they've also faced significant challenges, hitting lows with projects like Echo, The Acolyte, and the disappointing response to the Mufasa trailer. Now, as they embark on the marketing campaign for what many deem their most controversial film to date, the Snow White remake, the pressure is mounting. Judging by the initial trailer reactions alone, it seems this movie could potentially become one of the biggest failures in Disney's history. With a staggering reported budget exceeding $209 million, the film is certainly not positioned for a smooth path to success. Despite this, Disney is committed to making the Snow White remake work, recently launching a marketing campaign that reveals a noticeable shift in their approach. Many viewers are dubbing it the Snow White Apology Tour, suggesting that Rachel Zegler is attempting to make amends for her previous comments by almost reversing her stance from just a year ago.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once, never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film.
Yeah, as a diehard Disney fan myself, who I feel like I see every release and opening weekend, it's like getting to show it to your best friends in a way that you're just like, you won't believe what we did. And so it's been really, really amazing to get to hear their live reactions too.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
I mean, it's been under wraps for so long, so it's really exciting to get to share any kind of look with an audience that cares so much. It's been really, really amazing.
What makes this situation particularly intriguing is the opportunity to compare two interviews from the D23 Expo, one from 2023 and another from 2024. This comparison is especially significant considering that the release date for Snow White has been postponed from March 2024 to March 2025. Both interviews occur at pivotal moments in the film's marketing campaign, making it fascinating to analyze how Rachel Zegler's approach has evolved from 2023 to 2024. In her recent interview, she emphasizes her status as a devoted Disney fan and expresses a genuine affection for the studio. This contrasts sharply with her earlier remarks, where she focused on the need to update the original Snow White story and seemed less than enthusiastic about the classic film itself. It's crucial to remember that Snow White holds a special place in Disney's history as their very first animated feature. Therefore, criticizing a film that is so foundational to the company's identity understandably drew significant backlash. In her 2024 interview, Zegler's responses are notably more cautious and vague, yet she is adamant about her love for Disney and her connection to its legacy. As we delve deeper, it's clear that there's a shift in the emphasis of her messaging. This time, her answers focus more on serving the fans and honoring the audience, rather than detailing the creative changes made by her and the cast. Last year, the conversation revolved around their contributions and modifications to the original story, which felt self-centered and disconnected from what audiences might actually want. This pivot in strategy reflects a broader rebranding effort by Disney, similar to the approach taken with the marketing of Deadpool and Wolverine. In those campaigns, the focus was squarely on delivering what fans desired and expressing a commitment to fan satisfaction. Despite this new marketing strategy for the Snow White film, it doesn't appear to be making a significant impact. Fans are still holding on to the memories of Zegler's previous interviews and expressing their frustration. A quick glance at the comment sections reveals a consistent stream of anger from viewers who feel let down. This leads to a critical question: will Disney's revised approach and Rachel Zegler's attempts to connect with fans actually lead to success at the box office? With the film still 6 months away from its release, predicting its success seems challenging. Judging by the current sentiment, it's tough to envision the film even reaching $200 million in box office revenue. Moreover, there's an important point that often goes unnoticed in discussions about the Snow White remake. Even if Rachel Zegler hadn't upset the fanbase and had delivered all the right messages, the film still might have faced challenges. Looking at Disney's recent history with live-action adaptations such as The Little Mermaid, Cruella, Mulan, and Peter Pan Wendy, it's clear that the studio has struggled to replicate the success of its animated classics. Aside from a couple of hits like Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, most of these remakes have fallen flat, failing to resonate with audiences. The reason Cinderella managed to succeed is largely because it was the first live-action remake Disney attempted, generating a natural curiosity about how they would reinterpret the beloved classic. Similarly, Beauty and the Beast benefited significantly from the star power of Emma Watson, which drew audiences in droves. However, in general, viewers are growing weary of remakes. What they truly desire are original stories, and unfortunately, Snow White does not fit that bill. From the very moment the concept for this film was proposed, it faced an uphill battle for success. The only glimmer of hope for this remake lies in the potential curiosity it could generate among moviegoers who want to see if it can defy the negative expectations surrounding it. That curiosity may be the only thing that gets people into theaters. Given the hefty budget, Disney felt they had no choice but to push forward with the release. Even if the movie flops, the financial loss might range from $100 million to $200 million. Which is a far cry from the $400 million they would incur if they chose not to release it at all. With additional marketing costs factored in, it seems their best strategy is simply to release the film and hope for the best. Rachel Zegler's attempt to engage fans through what many are calling her Snow White apology tour appears to be backfiring, raising the question, what went wrong? In this video, we'll explore the significant changes in Disney's marketing strategy by comparing Zegler's 2023 and 2024 interviews, and we'll discuss whether the Snow White remake is doomed to flop at the box office despite these efforts. 2024 has been a wild year for Disney. The studio has celebrated successes with major hits like Inside Out 2, Deadpool, Wolverine, and Planet of the Apes. However, they've also faced setbacks, including disappointing releases like Echo and The Acolyte, along with negative reactions to the Mufasa trailer. Now, as they launch the marketing campaign for Snow White, which many deem their most controversial film to date, the pressure is on. Early reactions to the trailer suggest that this movie could be one of Disney's biggest failures yet. With a staggering budget of over $209 million, Snow White is certainly facing an uphill battle. Despite this, Disney is committed to making it work, recently unveiling a marketing campaign that showcases a noticeable shift in tone. Fans have dubbed this the Snow White apology tour, with many believing that Zegler is trying to walk back her earlier comments about the film by taking an almost opposite stance now. The chance to contrast two D23 Expo interviews, one from 2023 and another from 2024, offers insight into this evolution. In her 2024 interview, Zegler positions herself as a devoted Disney fan, expressing love for the studio, a sharp contrast to her previous remarks that critiqued the original Snow White. It's important to remember that Snow White is Disney's first animated feature, and her past criticisms understandably sparked backlash. In her latest interview, Zegler emphasizes honoring the fans' and audience expectations rather than focusing solely on the creative changes made by her and the cast. This shift aligns with a broader rebranding effort at Disney to prioritize fan satisfaction, similar to their marketing strategies for Deadpool and Wolverine. However, despite this new approach, the impact on fan sentiment seems limited. Many viewers still recall Zegler's previous comments, leading to continued frustration. As we approach the film's release, one has to wonder, will this new strategy turn the tide for Snow White? Or is it already facing insurmountable challenges? What do you think? Will this new marketing strategy turn the tide for Snow White, or is it destined to be yet another failure in what has already been a strangely inconsistent year for Disney? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.